Gwan, are you there? What's good? And you know who this is, baby. The number one podcast in America, dedicated to all you kings and queens of color, homies and homettes, shotters, woo gals, G-boys, and charges. The one and only Jerk Jollof and Collard Greens podcast.
Wagwan, are you there? What's good? And welcome to episode 32 of the Jerk Jollof and Collard Greens podcast, where we're taking a more, I guess you could say, X-Files approach to this. Today, we'll be discussing conspiracy theories prevalent within the culture and worldwide and within the United States. We like to call this episode the Tinfoil Hat Man. So we hope you're stuffed and filled from the Thanksgiving festivities as we get this kicked off. But before we delve any further, if you aren't already a follower or perhaps tuning in for the first time and want to learn more about the podcast, be sure to check us out at Jerk Jollof Collard Pod or on Instagram, where you can stay up to date on our latest offerings, announcements, and join the JJC community. And I'll be taking control of this situation or this agenda on behalf of our brother Chunky, who's missing in action today, out there saving the world one day at a time. But you know, we like to roll deep like the ocean's floor. Our personalities are like waves that are 25 feet or more. We are intelligent, witty, smooth, and brave. I don't care where you're at. Holler out JJC. Here's a team that's always eating with me. Shout out to Chunky for always coming up with these rhymes, bro. Like, serious.
Bars.
Serious bars. If anything, he is coming up with the bars.
Two things, bars and spelling.
And it's 1,000 bucks.
Exactly. So first up, we got Unge de Ter My Belly or the Black.
What's good, man? I like that.
Yeah, he's always coming out with the clips. I like that. Next up, we got Kilo Meat.
Hey!
That's the franchise.
Now, yo, Chunky killed that one. That's fire. That's fire.
I'm surprised you even know that song. How about that?
I know. He did his research, man.
He was doing some dig deep.
I know, right? My God. We miss you, bro.
Next up, ay Dios mío, estupendo. My Spanish is much better than Chunky's.
Hey. Yeah, where the horns at?
Waiting for my coquito, papi.
Oh man, Coquito would be hitting right now. We got Francis. I don't know if you know about Coquito, but we gotta put you on. It's a coconut flavored drink that is only made during this time of the year. It's delicious. Mm-hmm. A lot of coconut and Bacardi and all that fun stuff.
Well, say less. I'm always down for some drinks.
You know, today we're talking about conspiracy theories, and I completely forgot. There's like a big discussion. You know, we're going to talk about, ketchup on fried chicken. That's one of the things. One of the conspiracies. That's almost like mac and cheese. But with coquito, there's a big thing about whether or not you add egg or you add raisins. I totally forgot about that as we're in coquito season, but I'll keep that in mind. But I make a bomb coquito, which I can also infuse, just in case you're curious. So holla at your boy.
We know you can infuse anything. I think we crossed that crossed the road a minute ago.
It's no good if it's not infused. Like, what can't you infuse?
Everything.
And of course, because he's not here, I'm going to read his little greeting he had for me as well. I like his greetings. Finally, we have Medea, G Ransom, of course, myself. Resident yardie of the group, humble extrovert. What's going on, y'all? So
I wanted to hear. I wish I would have heard him say that.
Yeah, it would have been funny to hear him say that because you said that a little too good. Like you actually said it with proper patois. It would have been funny to hear him try to say that.
Because when a lot of people try to like impersonate patois, it sounds like a lot of times they always sound on the borderline of like Irish, like Conor McGregor, to like, you sound like a Jamaican Scotsman. Like what's going on?
Somebody trying too hard, just simply trying too hard.
Oh man. So before we jump into today's discussion, I'd like to dedicate this episode's rep yours to Nashville Coop. Nashville Coop is a Black-owned restaurant and food truck specializing in Nashville's own hot chicken. I don't know if y'all ever had hot chicken before. Some of the best fried chicken you can get.
Delicious.
Deep fried and just spiced to all holy hotness. You know what I mean? I know all of our resident Nigerians here and Puerto Ricans will all enjoy this dish. It will put a smile on your face, literally, because it's that hot, face and tears in your eyes. They can be found online at www.nashvillecoop. Let me do the spelling for our brother Chunky. NASHVILLECOOP.com or on Instagram at NASHVILLECOOP. If you don't know what that means, that is Nashville Coop. So show them some JJC love. All right, so let's jump into some of these conspiracy theories, especially I like how a lot of these are prevalent to the culture. You know what I mean? A lot of us, some of these we know about, but don't know the truth behind them. And there's no better one to start with than, is Tupac still alive? Let's jump into it.
Obviously.
He's still dropping heat out there.
I've heard he's in Cuba. I've heard he's in Mexico. I feel like I've heard he's everywhere around the world right now.
How about this? How about the concept that is Tupac will never die?
Oh man.
Like what? That's a theory in itself. Like what?
All I can think about is that Dave Chappelle skit where like he was I don't know if you guys saw that episode of Chappelle's Show, but basically it was he was joking that Tupac isn't really dead. So it was like they were playing the song in the club and Tupac was actually reciting things that were actively happening in the club at that moment. So he's like, Gerald is gonna spill his drink on the woman, and then like that happened with the woman, right? It was like he was like basically calling out everything that was happening. So I can't but help myself but to think that I always think back to that Chappelle Show skit. But those people are always nuts. There's no way Tupac is still alive in today's society. He would be on Instagram somewhere. He would be out there. But it is funny to see the article.
He is on Instagram.
Are you serious?
You see all them spots?
Oh, okay, so that's what Francis is. We know where Francis is on this one. Okay, Tinfoil Hat.
He's alive somewhere, man.
He's little Uzi Vert right now. That's who he is.
Okay, so we gotta keep a little counter. So Francis got the tinfoil hat on the Pac side. He the first one.
I think he's low key somewhere, just living life. Like, look at this fool, man. Just like he's like, man, look at the music they're making nowadays. It's trash.
If he were alive, I think he'd be like, nah, this is rubbish. I think he would not be able to sit still and watch this, especially what's going on in the West Coast rap scene. Like, come on.
Really? I don't know.
He was such a prolific, like he after he died, he made more albums than he made after he was dead. Like he was so prolific. Crazy. Like I feel like he would still be making music. There's no way that he wouldn't be making music now. He was so prolific. You know, the amount of songs that he had like in the vault after he died was just out of insane. So I couldn't imagine him not still making music today.
Bro, he's probably just writing songs for people and he just passing them down. Maybe. We don't know.
I think we would have picked up on it.
Oh man. Tinfoil alert is on Francis for this topic.
I still think Pac is alive. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people out there dedicated to finding out whether Tupac is still alive. And I wish there's like stats on that. Like who's contributed the most money towards discovering whether or not Pac is still alive today. I'm pretty sure it's out there. But I think that was like a way of us coping with losing one of the greatest rappers of all time. I mean, we lost Pac and Biggie back to back, and it's kind of like, it's crazy though, but no one's ever questioning whether or not Biggie is still alive, which is kind of weird to me. But for some reason, people out there thinks Pac is still alive. But I think
I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, no one's
you are right.
No question. because Tupac, man, you can't kill him, man. The guy been shot at few times and he always comes back. It's like, what's different about this situation? It's probably like enjoying life somewhere, just low key. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, Pac, if you're out there, I hope you're listening to this podcast. To store some thug passion or something. You know what I mean? Just give us a sign that you're still out there. If a bottle of thug passion shows up at my doorstep, I know he's still out there.
Maybe Tupac is actually ghostwriting for Chunky for these bars in the beginning. It just hit me.
Wow.
Maybe that is.
Ghost Rider, well.
That would be crazy. Oh man, All right, so let's get into the next one. And this one is as old as time. The earth is flat. And it's just so crazy to see this one in particular resurface. I mean, I think there's enough evidence out there to suggest that the earth is not flat, right? I feel like this idea got thrown into that
Hold up. I thought you were about to say there's enough evidence to say that the world is flat.
Like what?
I got a documentary for you. I'm trolling.
I'm trolling.
That's like some alt-right shit right there. You know what I mean? Like Trump is still president. That's some alt-right shit. Like, yo, the earth is flat, y'all. Come on.
Well, okay, so is everyone familiar with like what the thinking is? So it's not just, from my understanding, it's not that they just believe that the world is flat. They actually believe that this is all a simulation. So like they believe that like we're on like a sound stage somewhere. We're in a dome. We're actually surrounded by an ice wall. Like it's not just that they believe the earth is flat. Like they don't believe that we're just like a planet that's flat. They actually are like, they believe that all of this stuff is fake. Like all the weather is fake. All of this stuff is like the Truman Show. If you've seen that movie,
yep,
the people who believe in flat earth, they believe that this is all like, all of this stuff is fake. Like literally the when it rains, when the sun comes up and down, this is all like there's someone who's doing this. Like this is all fake, which is the craziest thing. I saw a really interesting, I'll find the name of I think it's just called Flat Earth, the documentary on Netflix, where they showed how far these people really take it. And my mind was blown when I realized that they thought, not only did they think it was flat, they think that we are surrounded by an ice wall and that all of this is like the government has put all of this together. Like the when the sun goes up and down, when the weather, the temperature, this is all like controlled by a group of people somewhere. So it was like mind blowing to think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's definitely some QAnon alt-right bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that's just the vestiges of just alt-right bullshit nonsense conspiracy theory to justify, you know, why they probably won't kill more black folk anyway. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, to me, all that in a bag. I need to be high for this conversation, man. I'm about to like, this is a conversation you need to have high.
Facts.
I guess any other takes on, Francis, you want to try your tinfoil hat again on this one?
I mean, like, shout out to Kyrie and B.O.B., some of this, you know, icons who believe that the herd is flat. But no, I can't really roll with that one, man. It's a little too out there for me, so I can't even support that one. Yo, the herd is it's round. I mean, we have enough scientific, evidence.
I mean, even on
all
top
that
of
stuff is fake. All that stuff is fake. They think all the satellite images is fake. They could talk you down about it. I can send you some YouTube
get on
link.
a plane. Just get on a plane.
But
they got answers for that too. Yep, it's all simulation.
You're not.
And why then? All right, if it's a simulation, then why get on the plane? Just walk to wherever you gotta go.
That's a simulation too.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's the craziest part too, is like, and it's like, oh man, I'm not trying to judge nobody, but I just think it's just interesting when they mash, like I have one conspiracy theory and then they use another conspiracy theory to justify the current conspiracy theory. Like obviously the world is flat because we live in the Matrix and we're not really here. Like it's like all mixed together. I'm like, yo, bro, you like
but
what?
I kind of feel like that's how all good conspiracies, they all have like those, like there may be like one thing about it that's true, right? Or they may take like something that's true from one thing and another thing that's true for another thing, and they kind of combine all these things. I feel like any good conspiracy theory has some like element that may be true or whatever. But wouldn't someone want to like be the first to like expose this truth? Like wouldn't it be like wouldn't someone be incentivized, especially in like today's world, to like prove that this is like all fake, right? The government is like setting this up, like, you know, I just think in today's world with how fascinated people are with like fame, someone would want to be first to like expose the world.
Dre, you know, people are getting censored and controlled. Nobody
I guess so.
They're fair. I mean, there's a notion out there like there's cure for all of this disease, like cancer, like a lot of this, and then nobody's able to really put it out there because the drug money is too great to expose some of those cures, man. So I don't know.
I think even D dropped some facts in there proving that the Earth is round. I mean, if the Earth was round, if the Earth was flat, I'm not talking like
now you don't even know anymore.
If the Earth
the truth is coming out of you, bro. The truth is coming. The real truth is coming out.
Let it out. Let it out, bro.
I pop the edible. I want to see what's going to kick in faster, the conspiracy theories or the edibles. So, here's what it is. Like, you dropped a good point there, D. Why would only the Earth be flat? Why wouldn't like other planets be flat? So you mean to tell me the moon is fake too? So that's just some made up like what is that? If the moon is round, so why wouldn't the Earth be round? You know what I mean?
There is no moon.
It was all staged, right? It was
all staged.
Yeah.
Pre-recorded.
So basically landing on the moon was fake too. That was just
Yep, that was a fake too. That never happened. That was in Arizona, obviously. You only see dirt like that in Arizona.
That glowing dirt, that's what it is. All right, so here's one that we could all probably agree on. Wrestling is not real. Is wrestling real?
Wrestling is real.
Wow.
What you talking about, bro? We all can.
No, wrestling is real, bro. Don't do that. Don't hurt my heart, bro.
It's real. It's real that they are colliding with each other, but it's fake in the sense that the winner is determined before the match is done, right? These guys aren't actually fighting each other. You know, they're dancing, right? It's basically dancing, right? It's a soap opera for men, I think, is how I look at it.
Fine. Well, that may be true, but the blood and the head bashing and all of that stuff is real, man. They are fighting.
Yeah, some of that stuff, but there's a way that they fall on the mat so they don't get hurt, right? They make sure their hands hit the mat in a certain way. They, when they're jumping off the top rope, But yeah, no, there are things where they like cutting themselves with razor blades, right? To get blood, right?
Now,
some of that stuff is real.
That hurt.
Yeah, it hurt, but it's still fake. It's still, yeah, but okay. How would you feel about an NBA? How would you feel about an NBA game where before they play, they say, hey, okay, the Lakers are going to win today by 12. Both teams are like in a room together, like, hey, we're going to win by 12. Well, yeah, they still play basketball together.
We've heard that before. We've heard that.
I think that's true. I'll take the hat on that one. I think some of these games, especially the playoff games, are like rigged, yo. Like real talk. Think about it. That was a big problem as to why they didn't want gambling involved, right? Like legalized gambling in sports, because they felt that people would manipulate the outcomes of certain games. And I kind of feel like, but we do know this is true. Some teams will intentionally lose games so they can get the best draft pick the next round, right? They're like, you know what? This season.
Yeah, that's true. They do that.
This season
is tanking.
Exactly. It's down the drain. Let's plan for next season. We'll get in a bad position. We'll know we'll get a better chance at a higher draft pick, get a better player, center your plan around that player and whatnot. So if people do that, then why wouldn't they intentionally lose games to probably make it more exciting or to increase ticket sales? You know what I mean? I'll take the tinfoil hat on that.
Yep.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about it when it comes to the playoffs. I don't think they'd be playing around the playoffs, but maybe that's just me.
I think it happens. Maybe not like at that level, but I think there's some politics being played, man. I think it's. At the end of the season, there's a lot of teams that sit their star players.
Oh yeah.
So they can rearrange their standing and maximize their probability of winning in the playoff. So that's like in-game within the game. That's in-game politics that's going on. Then obviously I think there's some, referee like impact to games as well. That impacts the result of the game. So yeah, I don't know what level of like if the commissioner is like is involved in some of those conversation, I won't maybe go that far, but I think there's some some in-game conversation happening.
There's
underneath,
something
so,
happening.
yeah.
I think so too. But you guys ever seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke? Where basically it was just like the I guess the origin story of this local wrestler in the scene, and it really showed like kind of like a behind the tail scenes of what some of these wrestlers really do. And there was a scene where they would to inflict the bleeding, they would keep razor blades like sewn or like taped into their wristbands, and then he would like get hit with a table, fall to the ground with the theatrics, but he would take the razor blade and cut himself like where the impact was blown to show that he was actually bleeding. And that was pretty. I know D-Black's dropping the stats on how they're doing it nowadays, but to think that I could imagine like, yeah, guys are out here literally, and women are inflicting serious pain on themselves to kind of increase their role, into the, maybe one of these major wrestling arenas and to increase their spotlight and gain notoriety and fame. I can see that happening, especially on a local scene. You guys remember like ECW, where like extreme wrestling and guys are out here taking kicks to the nuts and all types of crazy stuff to get out there. It's insane. I could imagine how competitive it is, especially now in the wrestling scene.
Yeah, like basically setting up like 10 tables and jumping, doing backflips off the top. And yeah, I mean from that perspective it's real. But I think for me, I guess maybe I'll receive all the wrestling hate. So sorry for all of our listeners who may be fans of wrestling. You can send me all the hate mail about this, but it's fake. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Here's my thing. How? All right. Even if you could. All right. Fine. Even if I'll give you a concession that maybe the winner is pre-decided, but maybe put ladder 10 feet in the air and jumping off that. How do you fake jump off, kick somebody in the face? You can't fake that.
Yo, you're not faking
like
that.
Yo, I'm jumping off this 10 story ladder.
Yeah.
Oh, let me pull my kick. You gonna pull your kick in midair, bro? Get out of here.
Yeah,
bro.
I feel like they're stuntmen, right? This is a live production. This is a live movie that's happening in front of our eyes. I feel like they're stunt
But
people,
stuntmen
right?
still get hurt, though.
I call BS.
Yeah, of course.
Stuntmen really
Of
do
course.
dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I'm
so
not saying
real.
it's fake that they're not getting really hurt.
real.
Yeah, you can always.
Then it's real.
It's
Yeah,
real.
but-
It's real.
In
Exactly.
What respect?
When the pain is real, it's real, bro. Like, what you mean?
When it
Not
hurts,
all
when
the pain is real is all I'm saying. Some of the pain is
Yeah.
fake.
Didn't Owen Hart die from a fall? He climbed up
Yeah,
to like
Yeah.
Is that still fake?
Oh, I forgot about
Is
that.
that still
one.
fake?
nah, he
went
Well,
Tupac.
obviously that's real. Yeah, obviously that's real.
Exactly.
But
That's my point.
they have these things called taking bumps. Like you can go to wrestling school and you can learn how to take falls. You can learn how to jump off the top rope. Like it's entertainment. It's entertainment.
But we all learn. We all train and improve in our day-to-day jobs. Like it's natural. We're supposed to do
My
that.
thing is that because there's still an inherent line of danger that like you're gonna lose. There's still the potential of losing your life. Even if I'm gonna jump off this, I'm gonna jump the ladder, I'm gonna throw these thumbtacks in your face, then I'm gonna kick you, and then I'm gonna throw you off onto the stage. Like I could tell you I'm gonna do all that stuff, but it's still real because you may die, you may break something. So I guess it defines like I don't want to get too conceptual, but like how do you define real? But I feel like if there's real pain, real chance of dying is real. You know what I mean?
Amen. That's why you'll never find a Nigerian wrestler in the
What?
Oh,
no.
Don't say that. Be careful.
Well,
Be careful.
Nigerians are in there, bro.
Nigerians gonna be hearing you and they be like, "Oh yeah, oh God, I will show you. I will show you today.
You want me to do what?
I will show you."
I mean, Nigerians see finance and everything, really. I mean,
That's true.
Exactly, and they don't like being told what they can't do. So don't be surprised.
Nothing's off the table for us, bro.
I can't jump from the rafters. You trying to tell me I can't drop kick you from the rafters?
I'm sure you find a Nigerian gigolo somewhere.
That's facts. Nigerian nightmare. Nigerian.
There goes a rabbit hole.
All right, let's get back on track. All right, so next one. We are all living in the Matrix, and I think we all seen the movie where Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne killed that. But the idea that we're living in this glitch reality matrix where everything's made up, we're on a stage, we're all acting a part. Does anyone here believe that? Anyone rocking the tinfoil hat on that one? As far as us living in the matrix.
So here's my thing. I don't think that we live in a matrix. I feel like I have like I have strong beliefs that we're not in no matrix. But being that we do work a lot from home now, and a lot of people I work with, they don't like to turn on their cameras, or they don't have an icon or like a picture. So I ain't gonna lie, there's people I've worked with for like 2+ years. I've never seen their face, and I'm like, is that a real person? Is that an AI? So I ain't gonna say it's all right. It's not necessarily a matrix, but I'm like, are these real people? Is this a real company? Am I tripping?
Yeah, you definitely tripping.
I know Trey can talk on the deep fakes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the deep fakes are real. I actually saw a guy who found a way to like hack it in a live Zoom. So he was actually like hacking it to like, I want to say he did like, I want to say he did Obama actually. He somehow hacked Zoom to like look like Obama, have Obama's voice, and he was able to kind of do a whole Zoom where people were thinking it was actually Obama. I guess jokingly, like if I find out that we're in the matrix and I've been working this hard to pay rent and all that for no reason, I'm gonna hurt somebody. But I do believe that in our lifetime we may be in the matrix with all this like metaverse stuff with Facebook and AR and augmented reality and all that stuff. I do believe that what's that movie that came out not that long ago? There was like a bunch of people. What was it?
Like Inception?
Not Inception. No. It was a movie where basically people were living in like these alternate. Basically, they were like putting on these headsets and like living. I'll remember it later, but I do believe that like we will. I think there will be some people who are like living in like augmented reality in like real life. Like they will be in their house. They will never leave their house. They will just be wearing these like virtual reality headsets and like living in a different world from the one that we're actually in. Like, I do think that is a reality for some people. If Facebook has their way with all that metaverse stuff, that will happen. People will be living in like a different world in their house, and they will not be leaving their house. They will be, meeting women, right? Meeting women through these apps, right? Having these virtual experiences with people. I don't know if you've seen that, the episode of Black Mirror. I don't know if you watched the most recent season, but the most recent season there was a virtual reality thing that was kind of like a very I won't spoil it for anyone. I would definitely say if you're interested in that stuff, it was a very interesting take about people using virtual reality. It was like fighting games, but they was also having sex with each other. It was like, was it weird because it was too Ready Player One. That's the name of that's the movie. So I do believe that there is a possibility that people will be living in like the real life matrix soon, but yeah, I'm gonna be mad if I find out that I've been paying rent and doing all this stuff all for no reason. If like this is all fake, right? If this is all a simulation, I'm gonna be angry that like I spent so like I could just be living on the beach, right? Like just enjoying, enjoying myself. Maybe just similar to Glenn, just enjoying edibles, like right. If I find out all this money and all this stuff is fake and this is all made up, man, I'm gonna be upset.
I mean, money is fake though.
It is fake. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of ones and zeros in a not even in a bank, really.
Yeah.
How about that? It's just paper.
It's paper.
It's not even paper. It's numbers.
Not if you're in a bank account.
Yeah, it's not even paper. It's literally just zeros and ones, like on a computer somewhere, right? If you really want to boil it down to what money really is at this point.
Because if someone could hack my bank account and just put $1 million in there, they wouldn't have to have received $1 million to put it in. They could just say, "Oh, okay." Because for instance, when people get a scam check, and sometimes they'll like front load a certain portion of that check before the whole thing clears. A lot of times that's how, especially out of Atlanta where the majority of those scams come from. You could front load a check and not actually have the funds to support it. So it's just like, the idea, that's crazy. But let's get back to Black Mirror, because that was a dope show. I did see that episode. I watched all the seasons. Not going to spoil it, but yeah, there was an episode where two brothers, I think it was Anthony Mackie, he was one of the, and then the guy that was in Candyman, I forgot his name, but I think he's African or Nigerian. They basically were longtime friends, decided to reconnect, but they lived completely different lives. They somehow get connected into this video game where they can actually touch and feel themselves like each other within the verse, and it gets a little sus, and in between that. But apart from that, where you're speaking that how that's an actual reality, yeah, I feel like me personally on this subject that we are getting to that reality, and we actually see it where I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, D. Like I see you dropped it in there, maybe you could pronounce it. I can't, but
I think it's Yahya Abdul
Mateen
the second.
Yeah, great dude, great actor. That reality is coming, so I'll take the tinfoil hat on this one. I think that's probably 3 now.
So I was gonna say, so y'all telling me we are in a matrix? In a matrix? Is that what it is?
It's coming.
Well, we wouldn't know if we were really in the matrix, right?
Exactly.
We wouldn't know.
Oh man,
I don't know.
funny.
Somebody install millionaire mindset into me right now, and I'll live that.
And that explains why the black man is continuing to be suppressed, because we are in a systematic matrix. I'm just like,
man, if anybody wants to drop off $1 million, don't do it digitally for me. Just drop it off a bag in front of my apartment. If anybody wants to drop off some fake $1 million, to drop it off in front of me in my house, and thank you. Don't do it digitally like Glenn suggested. But, give me the straight cash.
I mean, money
go ahead.
Money value is kind of tied to, like, I mean, it is printed. I mean, so it is physical. But I understand what you're saying. Like,
no, and I think that no. So money is not as again, it's paper. Again, it's like every country, you basically back your money with something. Like, for instance, the U.S. uses gold, to back money. Right. Yeah, but so the actual money truly holds no value, the physical money. And then it's funny because damn it, I was trying to find this article, but there was this lady, because to speak to like the digital money, how it truly is just numbers, because there was this lady where she deposited like a check for like $100 or whatever, and somehow, like, I think it was like Wells Fargo, like they accidentally, somehow the system gave it like 100,000, changed it to like 100,000, and mind you, they took the paper and they turned it to 100,000. She was like trying to 100,000. She was like, "It's my money. Y'all gave it to me. That's y'all problem. y'all clerical error." She tried, but it just shows that ultimately money isn't real either. So
yeah,
where's that $1 million at?
And we place the value in whatever we consider as a form of payment, right? So like you said, gold is what backs the dollar. But I mean, regardless if you deposit $500 and it turns into a crazy amount of money, I still think the value, I won't say like the money part is still not real, because you can still print that money out physically and still get whatever number it is. Maybe you don't have it like tied to that specific example that we talked about, but in reality, we can print any amount of money that we can. At least the people who have access to it can print it. So it is, maybe it's not available to us because of our resource, but it is out there for people who have the power, who have access to it. Anyways.
Okay. I guess any other points on this? My edible's kicking in, and I'm about to do my best thinking now. So let's get into some of these myths. Let's get into some.
Just on the last tidbit on the money, just to show you that the paper itself holds no value. The Federal Reserve removes and destroys about 5,000 tons of money each year. Yeah. Paper.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Just to kind of just for the purpose of trying to control inflation and everything like that. So they throw more into the system, they pull some out. So the paper really don't mean nothing either.
Yeah, there was some movie where someone was like stealing the money that they were gonna burn and like
I
trying
think that was
to do
Dead
something
Presidents.
with it. Yeah, it was Dead Presidents.
Yeah, it was Dead
Yeah.
Presidents. I didn't have to do a search for that one.
It was a grand idea if you think about it. Like, yo, they're gonna burn this anyway. Like sometimes they even come out with new prints for money, right? So they got to get rid of the old ones. So it's like, you know, why you got people out here suffering? You mean to tell me you're gonna burn all this money? That's insane.
I mean, I think it's tied to like supply and demand. So like as supplies increases, the value of the money, like as the supply increases, the price is lower. So it lowers inflation. Well, like I guess I'm thinking of crypto right now because that's the same process that has been done in the crypto space where they are burning like Ethereum. Is the more Ethereum you burn and the less supply you have in the market, the higher the price of Ethereum goes. So I'm guessing I'm applying the same. I'm guessing that's the same process with fiat money as well.
Good thoughts. Okay, that got a little deep there. So let's flip it on y'all one more time now. Let's get a little mythical now. Bigfoot is real. Is that, you know, was anyone carrying the tinfoil hat on that one? Do you guys believe that? Is that some big burly Bigfoot out there in the forest somewhere roaming around? Or
there's no such thing as Bigfoot, bro, because I have big feet. We all have big feet.
It's levels though.
Somebody just saw like a LeBron type footprint outside, and they were like, "Oh, it's Bigfoot! Get out of here, bro."
They probably saw Shaq feet.
Yeah,
it was like
again,
Shaq or something outside.
Yeah, my theory with Bigfoot is just like anything else. Like, if someone would want to find him, kill him, or try to trap him or whatever, would want to be the first one to prove, like, hey, I'm right. So like, and also it's like, what is it supposed to be like? Is the theory that there's only one Bigfoot and Bigfoot has been alive all this time, or is Bigfoot mating? Is there like a population of big feet somewhere? You know, so I kind of feel like just in today's world, people would be doing whatever possible to make this a real thing. Like with all the technology we have today, like I feel like they would be able to prove if this is real or not. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, you could put this one to bed for sure. Because I'm thinking, like, wouldn't there be more than one Bigfoot? Like, essentially, like
he's immortal. He's God.
If we could uncover, like hieroglyphs and tablets from ancient civilizations, and you know, tools that the Aztecs use and tools that the Egyptians use, and all those things. Why can't we uncover who preceded Bigfoot? You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just odd. There's no history behind it. So yeah, we could put Bigfoot to bed. Like, he's not real. Get over it. Or it's not real. I don't know if it's a man or woman.
Very inclusive of you. I appreciate that.
Dead ass, Glenn. Dead ass.
That's it. All right. There's nothing else to it. Now, next up, another one, the Loch Ness Monster. Lives in Scotland. Elusive in its nature, the Loch Ness Monster reportedly continues to live in the Scottish Loch Ness Lake and has captivated the public for thousands of years. This is something I've been hearing since I was a kid, like growing up in Queens. Loch Ness Monster this, Loch Ness Monster that. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Is this something that, I mean, Francis, I know you're coming from Nigeria. Is this something that you ever heard about in Nigeria?
No, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, actually. Explain more. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, so basically it's supposed to be like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just from my understanding, that it's some like massive underwater creature that is, that's been around since the beginning of time or whatever. I don't know if I necessarily believe in the Loch Ness Monster being somewhere in Scotland or whatever, but I do believe that there is some shit in the ocean that like we don't know about, and that like I definitely believe that it is possible that maybe there is some stuff living in the ocean that we don't know about, right? Like we can't go down as far,
exactly.
There's, miles and miles of of ocean floor. I think it would be crazy to think that there aren't some crazy animals living down there. I mean, there's some people who believe aliens live down there too, but I know we'll talk about aliens a little bit later.
Facts. Yeah,
but then here's my thing. It's like, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
No, because here's my thing though. It's like, okay, fine. If you want to say something lives in the ocean or in the like large body of water. Mind you, haven't really been to the bottom of the ocean, like the actual bottom of the ocean. You don't know what the hell's down there. I give you that. But you're saying it's in a lake. You're not even trying.
Like he's just going to appear every once in a while. Like, oh, there I am.
Like it's just in a lake. Like you telling me you can't explore a whole lake, a puddle?
Yeah.
You can't explore the whole puddle, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, like how
try a
deep
little
can a
harder.
lake be? Right? We got to look this up
deep.
now. Now you got me
that's
wanting
a
to
question.
think.
Yeah, that's a
Like
good question.
how deep is this supposed lake?
All right, so while D gets the stats on that, I'm gonna drop my shit on this one. I do agree that yes, there are depths of the ocean that we have yet to discover. I even to the extent will say that there may even be an alternate like universe. This is probably the edibles kicking in. There may even be like an alternate like universe below the depth. I'm thinking like, yo, if there's like another level to the ocean floor, you know what I mean? There may be other land beyond the ocean. You know what I mean? Where there's other people that are not like us. And then
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Aquaman lives down there. Yes.
Ariel, Aquaman, like you just never know.
SpongeBob, all of them.
There could be 4 people doing a podcast underwater, just like us, right? It could just be a multiverse.
Living in a non-perishable pineapple. Because SpongeBob lives in a pineapple under the sea. It's a non-perishable pineapple. Nobody ever thought about that?
That's a possibility. I mean, we're going to sit here and say the earth is flat, then you might as well say, hey, you know what? There might be a pineapple that, sponge that lives under the sea.
That's so
I can't lie, but real quick, the deepest lake is 5,000 feet. That's pretty deep, bro. That's crazy. That's actually really deep for a lake.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Maybe.
Can you even call it a lake
after
anymore?
But it stops, right? There's 5,000 and that's it.
Well, yeah, the world's deepest lake, Lake Baikal in Asia is 5,387 feet. But I thought the definition of what of a lake is based on not based solely on depth, but how it connects to larger bodies of water. Yeah, it's based on width and circumference. So, I mean, technically, you can have an infinitely deep lake. Unnecessary. I don't buy it.
I'm sorry. I think it's probably trash. It's probably some rubble that's just floating on the surface every once in a while. But yeah, I mean,
my bad. In Russia.
Oh, okay, nice. I do think there's some scary stuff underneath, depths that we can't discover, and I think there's footage to even show it. It could be deep fakes on YouTube. I don't know, but I've seen footage on YouTube where it's like, okay, these unidentified species of fish, that live below the surface, of the water that we're able to see. I think there's some truth there. It may not be the Loch Ness, but I think there's definitely things we have yet to discover. I definitely agree with that.
Well, if I may add and get on my nerdy vibe real quick, when I used to be all into National Geographic, it's called the lower you go, the smaller the organisms tend to get because of the pressure. So because of the pressure and in order for there to be survivability on Earth, you need heat, which is from the sun. And if the sun can't get down there, it makes it a lot less survivable. So don't be surprised we get all the way to the bottom and you ain't really seeing nothing. You might see microorganisms, you might see fungi and stuff like that, but you ain't seeing no Loch Ness monsters the size of, Texas or something. You can miss me with that.
That's what you think, because that's the point. That's what makes this conversation very intriguing. And we don't know what's down. We don't know what's down there, bruh. But I love the scientific explanation though. That sounds real good. All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring it back to the culture now. I'm gonna add this one on it as well. But here's one that I pretty much champion as well. As you guys all know, I love to commit this sin with food. But ketchup on fried chicken is best. And I'm gonna sign up to that. Like, listen, all my life of eating fried chicken, which has been a very long, prosperous life, I've always had the pleasure of indulging in ketchup on said fried chicken.
I don't know if I would use that term then, bro. What? You ain't been doing it right. What you mean?
Bro.
I'm about to expose you, Selassie. I'm about to expose you right now.
I don't care what the stats say. I don't care what the stats say.
Not even the stats. I'm gonna just use you. No stats. All right. Because when we were younger, I always, mind you, I've always been a person, I don't put anything on my fried chicken. And then this man was, you gotta put honey on your fried chicken, bro. You don't remember that? Look at that, expose your ass. Bro. And this man was like, you gotta put honey on it. And I was like, okay. And I started putting honey on it. And I was like, okay, the only way to really eat fried chicken with stuff on it, mind you, I have it plain, but I rather, if I'm gonna put something on it, it gotta be honey. So you're a capper, you're exposed. Moving on.
Bro, I've always had a side of ketchup with that honey, bro, all the time.
You're mixing honey and ketchup. What is this?
I know, right? What the heck, man? Glenn's been trying a few things growing up. Like, okay, what does this taste like?
Bro, that's how we've always done it. Maybe it's a Jamaican thing, but it's like all meat proteins must accompany some type of sauce or condiments to, accentuate flavor.
I get that, but why not hot sauce? Like, to me, there's so many things that could potentially go on fried chicken. To me, it should be against the law. I would want to lock you up. I want to make it illegal for anyone to be able to put ketchup on fried chicken. I'm a ketchup. I'm a ketchup only belongs on French fries, maybe a hamburger, but that's about it, man.
Hot dogs.
What? No, I don't play with ketchup on hot dogs personally. Nah, mustard, I do. Mustard only. Mustard only for me.
Mustard only.
New York,
ketchup just is.
You messed up. You just messed up. Ain't nobody got your back no more. You on your own.
I'm a purist, man. To me, hot dogs. If you look this up, I'm not. This isn't a DeAndre being weird thing. This is a known fact that there's a contingent of people who only believe that you should put mustard on hot dogs. No ketchup. But,
that's fine.
I won't judge, but I will judge you for putting ketchup on fried chicken. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm judging
ketchup and honey. That's like sweetness on sweetness.
That's awesome. That is excellent. I mean, I know people that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, might as well just go eat sugar at that point. It's like you just want to go eat.
That honey does something to it, bro. You don't understand when it gets in them fried crackly crevices.
Oh my god!
Or syrup.
Why not just hot sauce?
Chicken and
chicken and waffles.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie though. I've done this before. I put syrup on a flat bread before, and just ate it like on a.
That's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Like on a flat bread. No,
just like a regular piece of white bread.
Yeah, slice. I've done it before.
Cause you don't gotta be telling stories about the life when we used to struggle. We grown up.
No, I don't think
I was like, my man didn't have no pancakes or waffles, so he made his own.
No, respect. The funny part is, like, I don't think my mom even knew that I even did this. So this is something that I found very enjoyable because it's so, like you said, syrup is sweet. So the sugary side of it with some, I love bread. So I just mixed it up. I tried it. I was on my Glenn. How does this taste like? And it was good,
Bro, I'm telling you, savor the flavors. Everywhere I go, if that's the case, why does Popeyes have ketchup? Why does KFC have ketchup? You know what I mean? It couldn't just be for the
fries.
They sell French fries.
Oh,
it is for
fries.
For the fries,
easy
buddy.
as that. Fries.
For the fries.
All right. So how about this? How many of y'all put ketchup in the fridge? My belief is ketchup does not belong. That's a conspiracy right there. That ketchup belongs in the fridge.
I believe it. I believe it belongs in the fridge.
Wow.
I'm a fridge person.
I like it in the fridge too.
I think if you read the directions, I think it actually says that you should refrigerate after opening. I'm pretty sure.
It's a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. Myth. No, that's a myth. That's a myth because I used to.
Hold on.
We gotta find it. We gotta find it.
I think that's never expires, bro.
Ketchup doesn't expire. because when I was growing, I used to always put it in the fridge because we put everything in the fridge. But then my wife was like, "Why y'all putting ketchup in the fridge? It makes no sense." And she literally pulled it up and was like, "It doesn't expire. You don't need to put it in the fridge because it's not real tomatoes."
Like they're processed. Because like, who wants cold ketchup on hot chicken or hot fries? To me, like, no. Like, I'm not putting my ice cream in the oven and then eating it. You know what I mean? I want.
Bro, it's not even comparable. Come on now, don't use that. Don't
very-
use that.
Yeah. That's a stretch.
Come on,
that's
that's a
a
stretch,
Stretch
bro.
Armstrong
I
of an analogy right there.
It's very.
My
deep.
man say ice cream. No, bro. Come on now.
Like we legit, like at Kim, when I visit Kim, we have 2 ketchups, one in the fridge and one outside for me, because it's a fact I do not like cold ketchup. It's just disgusting.
That's fine.
Well, I
can't even
think
squeeze it.
you don't have to put it in the fridge, but I believe the consensus is that you have to it doesn't last as long if you don't refrigerate it.
Yeah, I think they say they suggest that you put it in, but it's not absolutely mandatory. But I mean, ketchup goes. I mean, a couple barbecues, that ketchup is gone. Let's be real.
Well, the FDA requires there to be expiration on anything that we consume. So even if it's non-perishable. So
And look at this holy blasphemy. Ketchup fried chicken recipe. That's like combining 2 of the best things on earth. All in one.
Boy. Actually,
I imagine,
go ahead.
I imagine the person that made this also puts raisins in their mac and cheese, but I probably wouldn't do the ketchup fried chicken, but I will still put, banana ketchup. What is that? I will still indulge and dip that fried chicken in some ketchup. I have no problem with that.
So I have a follow-up question. So, what about your honey? Do you put your honey in the cabinet or do you put that in the fridge?
Bro, if you put honey in the fridge, you say goodbye to that honey. That junk is never coming out. Syrup you should put in the fridge. I don't, syrup you should refrigerate. I agree with that. Syrup, because I've seen syrup go bad.
No, you shouldn't. I disagree.
Wow.
I was gonna say that. That's your
Syrup
same
fridge.
argument about the hot and cold thing. Why would you put a cold thing on your warm pancakes or waffles? That goes against your argument of the French fries.
Well, that's because ketchup does not expire, but syrup, organic
it does
syrup,
expire. Ketchup
No,
does expire.
well,
it has a
that's
shelf life of a month. It says.
It does.
You
have
out
a
here
shelf life,
with your open ketchup,
but it doesn't actually expire.
Okay, to be fair though, I don't.
It's still good.
Put my syrup in the cabinet. I don't put it. I used to put it in the fridge though. I think my parents still do actually, but I don't put it in there.
I think it's the Africans, we put everything in the fridge, so that we don't really count.
I'm not eating it. I don't care if I see ketchup.
Well, you have a good woman who, if she's having a separate ketchup just for you, that goes against all of her beliefs to keep it refrigerated, then you need to, that you got a good one then.
Yeah, I'm trying to convert her over.
Well, my woman ain't doing that. So what does that mean?
I'm just saying, no. Well, you live. Well, your woman is your wife. I'm saying Glenn does not live with his woman. She has a whole ketchup that's just for him. That is just marinating out in the world, unrefrigerated, collecting bacteria out there just for him. That's
I'm about to use that argument. I'm about to use that argument right there. All right.
Like Selassie has a separate ketchup.
That's funny.
Separate ketchup.
Where's my Selassie ketchup? So like my house, my rules.
Bro, you like what you want, you gotta get what you want. All right, so what about this one? Sugar on grits. This is also like a sin, especially in the Black community. This is like, you just don't put sugar on grits. I agree with that. Like, I think
I agree.
Is meant to be savory, not a dessert. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, like, why wouldn't you get like oatmeal or farina, or like, why wouldn't you be eating the equivalent of that? It's a corn-based like thing, right? You wouldn't put sugar on corn, right? To me, it's not even close. There's some people who also put sugar in their like spaghetti sauce. That's also a thing for some people.
That's gross. Yeah, like I used to do that. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like putting oil in your pasta water too to prevent it from sticking. Like, it does nothing. It just separates. It's stupid. But now I just substitute sugar with carrots. I feel like they have a natural sweetness that they lend to it. That's all my cooking shit. Follow Instagram G_Ransom for the cooking shit. But other than that,
this guy.
I agree. No sugar in your spaghetti sauces. Some Anona will come and slap the shit out of you. And also no oil in that water and no sugar in your grits. You lose your black card.
Damn. I don't even eat grits, so.
Yo, we're the culture podcast. We got to set it straight for the people. All right, so let's go to a returning favorite, one that we started here on the podcast after D Black, revealed his ire, his long life desire to find out if there's really extraterrestrial life out there and whether or not they're penetrable. So,
yo, Glenn, I think you started that, bro.
I am so over it.
All right. So here's how it happened. We had a discussion in the previous season. It was like, what would you do? Blame Chunky because he came up with the question. All right. He came up with the question. So basically, it was like, do you believe aliens exist or something to that nature? I'm sorry, D, but you expressed so much enthusiasm.
I just like outer space. God, jeez Louise, can I like outer space? Can I like science?
I personally think a lot of money is being invested into extraterrestrial life because, in reality, dudes want to find out if they can fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, if we find out we can fuck aliens, then,
wow,
that's it. There's extra life out there that we want to smash, and there's money being invested into that purpose. And I thought you were elaborating on that point of view. Yes. So that's the question. Do aliens have yams? Are we really concerned about extra life out there being a threat, or do we just want to find? What's your thoughts?
Hey, first of all, I think everything has a. Oh gosh, this is so weird. Oh, I'm not touching this first. No, somebody else.
No.
Why am I going first? I'm not even doing it.
This is your opportunity to set it straight, bro. Come on.
Oh my God.
First of all, if you have the ability to take in stuff, you should have the ability to I don't know. What are we talking about? I have the ability for stuff to go out. Golly. So, yes, so there must be some form of, I'm not going to say the word, though. I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say
yams?
The copulates.
I'm going to...
Reproduce.
I'll say alien yams. Oh, gosh, I said it. There it is. There's some that everybody... Yeah, sure. Kill yourselves.
So we are trying to smash a pass on the aliens. That's what's
not me. I'm passing. I don't want no problems with the aliens. Have you not seen the movie Alien? What that woman did to that woman alien who took the form of a woman and was basically like killing the men after? Yeah. I'm good. I don't want no problems with no aliens. If they're here, we're already doomed anyway. If they've come from some far away land, I don't think we're going to be having a conversation about having sex with each other. I think it's going to be them taking over. So I don't think there will be any yam. I don't think there will be any yam smashing opportunities at all.
So here's back to the original point that I was making, and I guess the real question is: are aliens even real? Because first of all, I mean, Earth, you can't have one planet out of this whole solar system that got. Out of all the solar system, all the space that has life on it. That's the first thing. And second of all, why always gotta be, everything has to be threatening? What if they friendly? What if they want to, what if they're just, oh my
we're
gosh,
not going to be friendly. We're not going to be friendly to them. We're not going to be friendly to them.
Yeah, we're not going to be friendly. No, we're not.
Glenn
what the hell is that in the sky?
D Black will be
Glenn just wanted
whatever, man. I'm done.
Yams.
Whatever. Sloppy just wanted to over here. He wants to show off his rubber waistbands. That's what he wants to do.
That part.
They're like, this one is a specimen.
I'm
this one
slinging.
is a specimen.
Show me the mothership.
It's a lot.
Like, beat me up.
Take me to your leader.
Who's the mother of yams?
You guys seen Lovecraft Country, right? Where on that HBO spin-off that they did on the series, on the book. they had an episode with aliens, you know, it was real. They had an episode with the dude was smashing a demon. It was, I think there's some stuff out there. I on serious notes, minus the edibles. I do believe there is life out there, but I do feel like if mankind gets introduced to this new life, the first thing we're going to try to find out is if we can fuck them, and we're going to try to smash, and we're going to try to reproduce, and some weird shit's going to happen. They're probably already here. If you saw the latest season of American Horror Story, aliens or in Area 51 doing their own shit. If you believe in doppelgangers, I do believe that, yes. You know what I mean? This would probably go into the whole spirits and all that other stuff, but doppelgangers, aliens, 1 and 2, we will try to smash. I think that's the mission. That's the goal.
I mean, even if they are alien, they may not even be humanoid. How you going, like, what's there just a blob?
It just,
like they got completely different structure. Oh my gosh, I'm done.
Come on. Oh, God. We smashed some things that were far worse than blobs.
Oh my God.
This conversation took a left turn. Oh my gosh.
I think some men have sucked their dick in far worse things.
Oh my God.
All right.
The edible really kicked in. Oh my God.
So if you have any, I don't know if we did the tinfoil hat count. I think we made Chunky proud with this discussion today, though. And I think I'm wearing several crowns here in this arena of conspiracy theories. So I guess to top it off, are there any last ones you want to give the people before they continue their season of cuffing and look forward to the holidays? Any last points on conspiracy theories or thoughts on the matter? Is Santa Claus real? Shit, you know, that's another one.
I would say just stay away from going down the YouTube rabbit holes, man. I feel like that's what got Kyrie in trouble. I think he spoke to it and admitted that he just watched a bunch of videos on YouTube that had him thinking the earth was flat. So I would say just trust but verify. You know, I would say keep your mind open, but don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Hey, you know what? We live in America, the land of the free. So believe what you want to believe, and and even if you think aliens got yams, Go shout out to Glenn. So yeah, to kind of echo Dre, I think it's really critical to be open-minded to stuff, because we never, we don't know everything, and sometimes when we have the attitude, you never learn something. So yeah, I think it's cool to question some I guess the standard way of living and what some of the things that we are accustomed to, that we kind of grew up like kind of expecting to be true. I think it's not a bad thing to question some of those, and have some of those dialogue and conversation about it. So yeah, so I think it's a very interesting conversation that we can keep going on, but I think we kind of beat this a little bit. And no more sticking nothing to no. No, and definitely do not do that. Don't, if anything, don't be like Glenn. Do not be like Glenn.
Oh, I'll just say, yeah, I'll champion. Be careful what you might find me out there somewhere. Just be careful what you listen to. What is the saying? Believe half of what you hear and all of what you see. So I stick to that. But when it's reality where we don't know if it's reality anymore, it's really hard. A lot of now things are becoming what you can see. People will catfish you. You will get deep faked. So I mean, my thing is don't talk to strangers, and that's it.
And for me, I think it's just a matter of just, ultimately, there's always a lot of misinformation always being, presented, on a real serious note. I think, you need to do your own research, do your own research, do due diligence, and you'll be able to find out, what the real facts are. But then also be educated, apply, we all went to school, like we all learned stuff in school. Maybe history is not always the best reference because that's based on perspective, but things that you can prove, the science, the STEMs, science, math, engineering, science, technology, engineering, and math, those ones are grounded in some form of calculations and things that you can also go improve yourself and test yourself. So, we had a lot of fun with the debunking or not debunking, I should say, failing to debunk some of these, but ultimately, again, in a real sense, like you have to like apply some knowledge, and that'll help you out in figuring out some of these other myths yourself.
Facts. And one subject we forgot D-Black was biology and how things reproduce. So it's one of the.
Oh gosh, I'm done.
Anyways, for more conspiracy theories, for more content, feel free to check us out at Jerk Jollof Collar Pod on Instagram. Episodes drop every Wednesday if you didn't already know. Stay tuned for the outro coming up to learn additional ways to reach us. Be sure to leave us your feedback, reviews, share this with your friends, share the theories. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? So if you like what you're hearing, feel free to leave us a review on your preferred platform of choice. As always, thank you for keeping it cultured with us with your world's most cultured podcast. Until next time, one love, stay blessed, stay safe. Peace.
And that concludes today's episode, but that doesn't mean the conversation has to end. As a matter of fact, feel free to check us out at JJC Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter for our post-discussion question following the release of this episode. If you are a Black or minority business owner or professional that would like to be featured on the Rep Yours segment of our show, or a listener with some general feedback for the podcast panel, feel free to shoot us an email at jjcpod@gmail.com. As always, likes and comments are always appreciated. Be sure to subscribe or follow to be notified when the next episode releases. And until then, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.